everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today, we're gonna do something completely different than last week's video. Last week, if you haven't checked the video yet, please go check it after this one because we did some NBA mock drafts. It's one of the most fun videos to make for me. But today, completely different sport. I don't know if you watched my previous video of NBA that you're interested in F1. If you are, then you're just like me, a multiple sports guy lover. And if you don't, maybe just I wanted something for you. So this video is a must watch. So today, guys, we're gonna predict the F1 2026, 2027 standing. Um, we're gonna predict that. So let's go. Let's dive right into it with number 22 because there are now 22 drivers. I have Lance Stroll. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Aston Martin has a shit car. They can't even drive a few rounds, let alone that they can finish a race. I don't see a bright future for them this year. I don't see them getting any points. I feel like Lance Stroll will get 0 points at the end of the year, and I will be very happy for him if at the half of the season he even finished the race. So I have 0 points for Lance Stroll. Um, if they get their car fixed, it will be too late. So they probably will have yeah, they're probably so far behind that they don't even can climb the ranks anymore. So I have Lestral 22 and his teammate Fernando Alonso at 21. Why him at 21? Because if I think there's someone who can get a point at least, it will be Fernando Alonso. But still, I feel like Fernando Alonso will also get 0 points this year. Number 20. Um, he's a pretty good driver because he comes from Red Bull, Sergio Perez. Um, but he just has a shit car. It's their first year. He might get 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, but it still won't be enough to be a high ranked player this year. It's their first year from Cadillac, and I feel like they just need some experience, and maybe next year they can compete more for top 10 places. But this year, it's all about experience, especially with the new rules and stuff. 90th place for Sergio Perez, and the same reason for Valtteri Bottas here. Yeah, his teammate. It's not them. It's just the car. But I feel like in the preseason and the first two races, Bottas has shown a little more potential than Perez in the car. So that's why I have Bottas at 19. But it can be uh, Bottas at 20 as well. I don't know. But I don't see them getting any points as well. And then from Audi, also a new car this year. Audi. Yeah, I have Bortoleto. I don't know about this driver. It's his second year, of course. I'm not really convinced yet. And also the car Audi hasn't shown like their true potential yet. I don't see them getting any top 10 places this year, maybe a few. But I don't know. I'm not convinced, and especially not on Bortoleto as well. It's just not my guy. Yeah, that's just my opinion, though. Another one, Haas. Haas. A few years back, they were like car number 9, and they had Williams behind them. But yeah, they're still not good. They did not develop. Um, I do have one of the Haas a little higher up, but I still think Ocon. He's just also not the driver for this man. I would rather see Daniel Ricciardo or something, but I have Ocon at 17, guys. And at 16, I have the other Audi guy just because of the car as well. I'm just not convinced on the car, but I do see Hulkenberg with his experience maybe get a few points here and there. Um, so that's why I have him at place 16. And then the first Alpine guy, Colapinto, um, the same like with Bortoleto. Um, with Colapinto, I have the feeling like this guy probably will be like 2 3 years, same as Bortoleto in Formula One. And when their contract expires, they just won't get picked up and just replaced. Um, so I have him at 15, guys. The rookie from Racing Bulls, I have him at 14. It's his first year, and I feel like, yeah, he can learn a lot, but he has a good car. He has a pretty good car. Racing Bulls have a decent car, so he can get a few top 10 places, get a few points, and yeah, maybe we'll see him at 14 in the rankings. And at 13 we have Albon. I wanted to get this guy higher. I do, but like with the preseason, the first two races, Williams has a decent car though, but hmm, I just the other 12 guys I see just plays before Albon. I don't know. I would really love to get this guy higher because I feel like driving style he's one of the best on the grid. But yeah, the other 12, in my opinion, are just gonna go higher. So I have Albon at 13, and the other Racing Bulls, Liam Lawson, and I'm a fan of this guy. I really am. I was a little mad that they got uh, Hajar at the Red Bull team because I feel like Liam Lawson, okay, he wasn't, yeah, he had a few races, but I don't know, man. I see potential in this guy, and he's also one of my favorite drivers. He's a good driver, but we've seen it in the past with guys like Gasly from for example, when they get relegated, an Albon when they get relegated from Red Bull, the pressure gets off. They can drive freely, and we can see some really good things from those guys. So maybe it's the same with Lawson. We're gonna see some pretty good things, and I think this year a P12 will be great for him. Ah, maybe one of my favorite from last year's rookies, Oliver. Over last few years, the rookies, Oliver Bierman. I like this guy, man. He just has everything. He has the persona, he's a character, he's a driving style, and P11 with a Haas. I feel like it will be so good for Haas. They will be so happy to be P11 after all those top 10 guys who truly deserve it. And with Bierman, they really get their guy for the future. So I feel like P11 uh, is not too much. I feel like they can hit it, and especially with Bierman, they can. P10 signs with Williams. I already said with Albums, Williams is a pretty decent car. Last year they shown some pretty good things as well, and with Sainz and Albon they have two excellent drivers. Like Sainz coming from Ferrari, Albon experience with Red Bull as well, and I feel like those two guys are just very good drivers. Definitely top 10 on the grid. And the car is decent as well, so I have a top 10 place for Science, which is not surprising, I think. P9 Gasly, Gasly with an Alpine car. Alpine showed some potential in the preseason and in the first two races, so that's why I have Gasly at 9 because I feel like they can develop that car, and Gasly is a pretty good driver, so I wouldn't be not surprised if he end up in the top 10. I would definitely not. If someone from like the lower guys, the lower cars. I mean, like except from Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren. I feel like the first on the list then, so P9 is Gasly, and that's why I remember P9. And then the first of the four big cars, I have Hajar. Um, it will be his first like fully season probably, and yeah, I have him at P8 because the other seven were just too good. I have him not at P9 because he has a Red Bull. That's pretty simple. I don't really know what to expect from this guy this year. It's probably like every other Max Verstappen teammate. He will not even be close to Max. He will just be P8. And then next year or in 2 years they can go for another teammate for Max Verstappen because they never found someone who can handle the car that is made for Max Verstappen because he has such a unique driving style, and it's just so hard to find a teammate. And we see every teammate of Max Verstappen just blowing it. So I hope this guy does well, but I feel like the other seven just yeah, they're just gonna go before him. I was doubting to put him maybe P10, P9, but yeah, he still has a Red Bull, so P8. Okay. Then P7 Leclerc. Charles Leclerc, excuse me, this might be a surprise for some people because Ferrari has maybe the second best car this year. But I don't know. I feel like the other top six players, um, they will get their points more through the year. I think Leclerc will get his points in the beginning of the year. He will get top three, top four. But then we're gonna see guys like Max Verstappen, Piastri, and Norris who are gonna get like Max Verstappen did last year, a pretty good second half of the season. And I feel like if they guys get the car right and if they start the race, that they will get a lot of points and at the end will be before Leclerc, and that's why I have at six Oscar Piastri, one of the McLarens. The car, I don't know. Um, it's the same as with Red Bull. I feel like the car with Red Bull and McLaren is just not showing that top three potential yet. I feel like if they do, they will already be a lot of points behind for the title, and maybe even for a top three spot. So then you have to see which drivers are talented and experienced enough to gain some positions back. And I just have Piastri at six because he has a least experience. Very simple. So we go P5, Max Verstappen. It's maybe the first year that I have him so low, but it's just a rebel car. We already see him complaining like every race. When it's not good in the head, you're just not gonna finish well. And if you don't have faith in your car, believe in your car, it's gonna be a pretty long, pretty tough season for Max Verstappen. So I have him at five. Uh, I would actually say like P8, P7, and move Leclerc, but it's still Max Verstappen. It's still a three-time world champion. Um, so yeah, I just have him right here at P5. So yeah. Oh no, whoa, wait, did I three? Did I say three? No, no, no. Max Verstappen, four-time world champion. So, whoa. So he definitely has the experience and um, yeah, has the driving skills to make some places good, and that's why I have him at P5. Sorry guys, P5 for Max Verstappen. P4, and he was the race winner of the second Grand Prix. Kimi Antonelli. He has shown some very good potential in the first two races in preseason. That's why I have him so very high on my list. Um, the Mercedes have the best car this year, so they will get a lot of points in the first half of the season. I do think like there are a few players with experience and decent cars who still can get that top three spot in the second half of the season. But I feel like for most of the first half of the season, we're gonna see Kimi Antonelli at the top two and fighting for podiums and having a lot of podiums. So, but I still having at P4 at the end. The experience will just slide him to P4. But I wouldn't be surprised if this guy ends up P2 or even win the championship. And it's very difficult to predict this guy. But I don't want to put pressure on him, so I'm going to give him P4. If it does better, um, it's very good for him, and yeah, it's well deserved then. But he won't be lower than P4 though. P3 I have Norris, last year champion, and I feel like McLaren last year had a pretty good car, although the new changes. But I still think that they have a better car than Red Bull. So with the experience, I feel like at the end he will be able to still stand on a podium, but one and two will be too far away from Lando Norris, and it will be too late for McLaren. So they will be very happy with a P3 spot. And then the final two guys, we have a Ferrari guy in Lewis Hamilton and a Mercedes guy in George Russell. A pretty interesting fight, and how good would it be? But I have at P2 Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton with Ferrari. Um, the reason I have him here, Ferrari, although they have like second best car, and I see in the beginning Antonelli having like a lot of good races and maybe be P2. And at the end, McLaren and Red Bull will come. But I feel like Lewis Hamilton, with his experience, um, he will be the most consistent of the whole grid, and I will. I think he will get podiums through the entire season of the year, and that's why I have him at 2. He will be very consistent this year. He will be fighting for the championship. And how good will it be? Former teammates in Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, fighting for the championship. But at the end, I have the better car at P1, and that is just Mercedes with George Russell. This guy, um, coming from Williams, he has a long story, man. I started watching F1 uh, when they made the first season of Drive to Survive, and in the first seasons, this guy was on Williams. He was showing very good potential, and when he gets promoted to Mercedes in exchange for Valtteri Bottas, I think they don't regret it. They got their guy for the future. They even get rid of Lewis Hamilton. Didn't get rid. Lewis wanted to go as well, but to make this guy their first guy, and now Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari for the second year. Um, he got that first year of experience as a leader, and now I feel like this year is his year. The car is with them. They have the best car on the grid. He has experience. He's a very good driver. I feel like the pieces all fall in the puzzle, or how you say that in English. Um, I know it's not my main language, guys. So yeah, I feel like this is his year. We've seen it in the first 2 races. We've seen it in the preseason. I feel like you can deny it. If you have to bet on someone, I feel like the most of the people will bet on George Russell. So, guys, this was my video. Thumbs up if you like it. If you want to see more F1 content, please leave a comment and tell me what you want to see next. If you want to see another sport, if something happens in another sport, I will also make a video of that, guys. My YouTube channel, Sport Excellence, is a wide YouTube channel. I'm not a niche guy who just covers one sport. I'm interested in many sports. That's what I love, and I want to find also other people who love a lot of sport just like me. And instead of going to every single YouTuber, a different YouTuber for a different sport, just come to me and I will provide you with all the sports I love and all the sports you love, guys. Leave a like, subscribe. Let's grow this channel, guys. Let's build a community with all the people who love sports. And see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.